Hi everyone, I'm Cinder89. Hi everyone, I'm Cinder89. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IV. As we now start on the next floor of the Lodestone Cavern. Anything here? No. Maybe we won't miss the one little area this time. Okay, there's over here. Oh, good, a preemptive strike. Kill one of those. Not too bad. Ah, there's Blaster that I talked about last episode. Oh, look! So there you go. Get to see it. Get to see it firsthand. Talked about it last episode, but where do you have Rays? Again, highly dangerous, as you can see. Thank you. So, guess that answers my question from last episode. Do they know Blaster or not? Yes, yes they do. It's really why I do not like fighting those enemies. In any Final Fantasy, because, like I said, that's a typical trick they have. Okay. Get Sid back to fighting shape, and we got a... No. Oh, we have a unicorn horn before, but remove set status ailments from the party. Does it tell you which status ailments? It's not like a remedy. I kind of wish it told you which status ailments, but it removes quite a few. Like, I believe it removes poison. Yeah, you can only use it in battle, as you can see, because it removes it from the entire party, which is really cool. But I believe it's things like poison, blind, maybe paralyzation, but it hits the whole party, which is a good thing about Unicorn Horn. In here we have 2 treasure chests. Okay. Inside one you have an ether, which could come in handy here. Oh, look, a new enemy. Okay, the Kate Sith needs to die. Good. This is a Mind Flayer. We'll let Sid analyze it first. 549 HP. No weaknesses. Doesn't absorb. Hit. I kind of want to let the Mind Flayer go, that way you can see what it's got. Come on, Mind Flayer. As you see, it's taking a long time to go. There's a reason for that. Mind Blast. It can paralyze. That's just one of its tricks. Mind Flayers typically know, in Final Fantasy games, they typically know mid-level spells. So think like the equivalent to spells or the aura line of spells, like Fiera or Thundara, etc. Yay, Cecil levels up. Wow, 1 to almost everything. Inside here you get 2K. 2K cash. I'll always take money. Let's see. Additional cash is always good. Now, I don't remember there really being any, another preemptive strike. You need to die. Good job, Cecil. I don't remember there being any hidden treasures in here, like other places. This place is pretty straightforward. You just have the side rooms to get some additional things. Yeah, free gold needle. Yeah, you don't get any. There's really not any side paths for things. Hidden paths to get some additional treasures. Oh no. That way did have a treasure chest. Alright, back we go. And just for your, well, this ends... These guys will end pretty fast, so... I'll just go ahead. I was just gonna run, but by the time I ran, 2 enemies would already be dead, so... Let's just kill them. There we go. Easy enough. Unicorn horn. Right? Let's run back down here. Should be a treasure chest over here. Good hit, Yang. See, easy enough. There's really, really no point to run that much. Yay! Sid levels up. Wow, he actually got speed. And that completes the map. We get 3 vampire fangs. And an ether. Sort. Vampire fangs. These cast drain, just like the spell. It'll absorb HP from a target. Pretty neat. I don't remember how much it drains though, so it could be good. It's a weapon it's an item I don't really use. And to be honest, I really don't use the attack items that much, period. It's, don't get me wrong, they're extremely handy. It's just that you don't really get a lot of them, and I don't know, it's just items that I never really used in Final Fantasy. Yes, not to say they're not good, it's not to say they're not handy. I just really didn't use them. Okay, in here you have a save point. This is very nice. Please use the save point. And if you've been using a lot of MP, which you probably have, considering Cecil really can't do much other than that, using a tent here isn't a bad idea either. Okay. Let's move on. As you go further into the cave, you'll start seeing different enemies, such as the succubus here. As you can see, it's weak to fire. It's a, it counts as an undead enemy. It's also weak to holy. Too bad, poor Cecil can't use his equipment here. It'd be a pretty easy kill. But it's definitely an easy kill for Yang if he has the fire claws on. As you saw, it absorbed lightning. This is why I have Yang with the fire and ice claws. That'll get you through this place pretty well. Speaking of Yang, +1 strength, good. And the speed is nice too. Who died? Oh, good. Okay. That's the other thing that can happen with Blaster. That I'm glad you could show that off for me, Mind Flayer. Sometimes Blaster does an insta-kill. Sometimes Blaster just paralyzes a unit. Depending on the Final Fantasy, sometimes this can be the stop spell, I believe. Which works the same way. The unit can't, the person can't do anything. Go away, Mind Flayer. But the worst thing about Blaster and what it's really known for in the series is instantly knocking out a person. Insta-KO. So, yeah, I don't like them. Tall levels up. Brings him to 30. +1 in spirit. Yay. Okay. Let's move further along. Let's see, I don't think this is the way to go. I think this is more treasure chests. Mind Blast. Ah, Yang got paralyzed. Mind Blast. Until I got paralyzed. Well, that's bad. I wouldn't mind Cecil being paralyzed. Oh, by the way, the whole Mind Blast effect is special. It also drains the unit's HP. Look at Telon Yang's HP. When nobody's going, it will. Ah, more drain. People keep going, but there you go. You can see it's ticking down, like they're kind of like they're poisoned. So you want to end the battle quickly. Not a hard thing to do. They don't have a lot of HP, but just something to keep in mind. An hourglass. The problem here is how much damage they did. There we go. Inside here, you have a few treasure chests. In one, you have a high potion. And then you have a fight. No. You just... Oh, joy, Blaster. Missed. That's the... Oh, great, Blaster. Good. As long as you didn't insta-kill. Blaster can miss. Hooray, right? Oh, come on. I don't want you casting Blaster again. There we go. And Cecil levels up. More HP, more MP. +1 strength and spirit. Okay. Inside the metal treasure chest, you will find spider silk, which casts slow on an enemy. And bronze hourglass, which is a it's a slow, no, a short lasting stop. And the gold hourglass is an extended stop. And like I said, spider silk is slow. So it'll stop an enemy, but it doesn't last that long. Blaster! Man, so we're just gonna run. I don't want to switch rows or anything. We'll just see. Escaped! No money! Now there's still a little bit of this place to go, which is why I really said to use the tent and make sure you use the save point, because we still have some time here. Good, preemptive strike away, and we'll get rid of the mind flayer. Ice Rod! Easy enough. I know this place might start to get redundant, and I'm sorry, I really don't have a lot to say about it. You know, all the stuff for this place is in the preparation. Yeah, do you have the right claws? Do you have, you know, fire and ice claws for Yang? Especially the fire claw. Corel Whisker. Sid levels up. Do you have gear other than metal armor for everybody? Once you have that, the fights are tough. You'll see some different things here, but it's nothing that you can't handle. By the way, this casts death, which makes sense, considering their blaster can kill. So there you go. It'll cast death on an enemy if it doesn't miss, or the enemy like isn't resistant to it. 3 silent bells. Guess those will cast silence. I don't know that one too well. Then the enemy will die. It will just insta-die from the death spell or the whisker here. Yep, cast silence. So silence an enemy. These stats effect items are nice, but again, it's just not something I really use. Inside here, you will find fairy claws. Fairy claws are for Yang. I recommend taking off the ice claws. Fairy claws are cool because they're they give some stamina, and they can inflict the confused status just by hitting an enemy. So very neat. You really don't need the ice claws in here that much. There might be an enemy weak to ice, but the ones that are weak to something are weak to fire. You know, for the most part. I recommend Flame and Fairy Claws. Being able to maybe confuse something, hey, that's cool. Yang's probably going to kill it, but it'll be handy later. When Yang isn't one-shotting everything. Here we're at basement 4. That's what that was going to say. Before I cancel out of it. Going even further, you have new enemies. You have these snakes here. I didn't want to attack with Sid. I wanted to look at the stats for the cave now. Oh well. Do it now. Slow. And like I said, when he's not one-shotting things. Now, in older versions, the Fairy Claws would actually have a higher attack power as well. It wouldn't have, like, the attack power of 5. I like that they did that for this version, because you felt compelled as, like, oh, I have to use these new claws, even though they don't have an element. By the way, here's another save point. Make use of it. Especially this one. I would have to use newer claws, even if I didn't like the effects, because they had higher attack power. This isn't the case in this version, which I like. You're basically all the claws have the same attack power so far. All you have to do is choose what effects you want. You know, what elements, or if you want the confused status, chance. That's neat. Oh, I hate these. These are cave bats. Cave bats are annoying. This one dies miserably. Hit, hit. They don't have a lot of HP, as they tutored and 336. But the thing they do is that they do that. They like attack you. And as you see, Tella's HP is constantly going down. They have that. If there are a lot of cave bats, they can slowly drain your HP throughout the entire cavern if you run into them enough. I don't know. I always didn't like those. Excuse me. Those enemies. Over here, you have an emergency exit, which will act like the exit spell and get you out of here. A dry ether. I don't remember if we've had a dry ether yet or not. That's right. We have. Restores 100 MP. A very nice item. One I'll be hanging on to. Exposure potion. I don't think Tella really needs that. Well, everybody's lost a little HP. There we go. Alright, here we go. Inside here is the crystal chamber. Look, that must be the dark elf that we've heard about. Hold on a sec. I drink some lemonade to try to clear my throat. I applaud your perseverance. But the Earth Crystal is mine, and I will not surrender it. Your journey ends here. Let's go! Do you think those pitiful weapons of yours a match for my spells? Cecil! Leave this one to us. And that you will. You will be leaving it up to them. Dark Elf. There's not much Cecil can do. But as you see, things aren't going that well already. You have a really hard time to hit. And when Yang only does 50-something damage, you have a problem. Being a boss, you can't really analyze it. Miss, miss. Miss. The ice rod seems to be working. So we'll use it. Attack. Nope. Nope. No. Ice rod. No. Now, as you see, but the Dark Elf really isn't doing anything. So, at least we're hitting him. Ice rod. Come on, let's go. Fools, behold the power you face. Vera. No! If only I could wield my sword. They're in danger. Prince Edward, what's come over you? You're in no condition to be moving. I'll be fine. I need only reach my harp. Please, you must return to bed. You've not regained the strength for such exertion. No, I'm the only one who can save them. The sound of Edward's harp begins to resonate from the whisperweed. Oh, that beautiful sound. It's Edward's harp. What is this torturous noise? No! No! Strike now, Cecil. He will not be able to maintain the strength of the magnetic field while I am playing. Take up your sword. You'll be able to wield it now. Right. Thank you, Edward. My sword is free again. Edward's harp bears this kind of power? Yes, surprisingly enough. This is where I really like. I don't like how they had Edward before, because Edward does know some powerful songs. It's nice that he gets the chance to show off. So this was the purpose of the whisperweed. Yes, and Edward also planned in advance. Ah, the magnetic field's been neutralized. That it has been. So let's get Cecil geared up. Mythgraven blade. His lustrous shield, lustrous helm, knight's armor, and mithril gloves. For Teller, we could put back on the silver armlet. Same there. And Sid can keep the ruby ring. But he can now put on his mithril shield, which will help. Alright, good. By the way, your HP and MP is restored to full. Which is why you really don't need to use a tent at the other save point. If I did say that, I forgot about this part. Please don't use a tent. Alright, once you're ready, once you're ready, you go ahead and start. Gah! How dare you! I will kill you all! Round 2. With Cecil now able to wield his blade and all of his heavy equipment. Don't forget, the Dark Elf is weak to that. You'll actually get some good damage out of that. Now I'll actually use it because I have it. Silent Bell. And we're going to put, you can silence the Dark Elf, which is always funny. Target all. Hit. Oh, by the way, he's weak to fire. Another reason for the flame claws. We'll throw a protect on everybody. Hit. Yang. Guess I could buff up Sid's hammer. shell. Attack. Attack. Okay. I've done that. Let's haste Cecil. Why not? Let's try this out. I'm gonna upgrade. We're gonna try the upgrade. I'm gonna use the bomb fragment and upgrade Sid. So he should have a fire attack now, right? It seems this form will not suffice. Alright, after you've beat up on him, the real fight begins. Dark Dragon, you get the boss music. Here we go. The Dark Dragon does not mess around. Make sure you've buffed everybody up, which is why I had the protect and haste and everything like that. Continue to throw down with Yang and Cecil, and Sid as well, especially after you've upgraded. Yeah, good. Okay, it does give it the fire element. Keep going. Get some. Cecil has haste. I need Osmos. That way we can get some, Dark Breath. This is the most dangerous attack that the Dark Dragon has that I can remember. Osmos. Being a highly magical creature, because he casted all those spells, you can take a ton of MP from the Dark Dragon. Please do so. This is how you're going to keep Tella's MP levels high. At this point, Tella is your healer. But if you've thrown all the buffs on everybody, and especially hasted Cecil, he'll go real fast, and you'll just waylay the Dark Dragon before it even has a chance to really hurt you. You get 5k cash and almost 10,000 experience, which should give just about everybody a level. Your Cecil's level. Oh, Cecil learned teleport. Neat. Tella gains a level, and good, everybody gained a level. Easy enough. Achievement unlocked. Saved by music. No! How did that cursed sound reach this place? With the crystal, I was to have life eternal. Thank you, Edward. Cool enough, right? With that, you can grab the Earth Crystal. It's, not that hard. Whoa, I lost track of the episode time. It's not that hard of a fight once you buff everybody, which you should do. And then you get the crystal theme playing, which is excellent. It's my favorite one. Which is also the intro music for Final Fantasy IV. Love this theme. It's the best. Every Final Fantasy has this theme. It's evolved over the years. But you'll hear it at the beginning of every Final Fantasy game. It's this theme. This one is my favorite, the Final Fantasy IV one. Just so you know, this one's excellent. I think it's the best one. It's my favorite. It just is beautiful. The Earth Crystal. With this, we can save Rosa. Overexerting himself yet again. Talking about Edward. How did Edward know of the Dark Elf's weakness? The Earth Crystal. Now to get Rosa back. We will sadly leave the place and not have the theme anymore. Okay. Once you're here, you can warp out. You can either cast Cecil's new shiny teleport spell, or if you don't have that, you don't have it yet, Telok can cast it. And if he's out of MP, if you walk to the left, you had one of those emergency exits. So you could use that. One thing to note, though, before I end this episode. You still have the save point over here, which I'm going to run to. Oh, come on. Now I want to get into a fight, and you're not letting me. Come on. There we go. The magnetic field is gone because it was the... Dark Elf that was keeping it up. Ice Rod. So now you can wear all your heavy equipment. This will make these fights so much easier because Cecil will be able to really throw down the damage now. As you saw. Instead of doing double digits, you know, like 58, he's doing 580. Big difference. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to walk out of here and take some fights for experience because why not? Same here. And one final thing, let me know what you thought about this part. This part of the game. Whether you've played this game or not. I really enjoy this dungeon because I like the fact that Cecil doesn't have a sword to begin with. You have to work differently, you know, think differently, kind of turn him into a healer. Now, this dungeon has given me trouble way in the past as a kid. It was so different, not having the heavy armor and stuff like that. And while it was frustrating as a kid sometimes, looking at it now, I really appreciate it for what it does. It makes you look at your characters differently and find ways to fight without the heavy armor, without Cecil's sword, etc. I also really enjoyed the Dark Elf fight. I enjoy that the Dark Elf just beats the party, and I like that Edward has this one time to shine because we've seen and I've spoke about he is not a good battle character. You know, while he's in your party, he's just not. He's better. This is the best iteration he has in this game, in this version. But other than that, not much. So I enjoy that he gets this one time to really shine. There we go. So like I said, I'm gonna walk out, and next time we will take the Earth Crystal back to Troa because they said they wanted us to take it back there first. Then we'll head on from there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had a lot of fun. Till the next episode, I'm Sundray9. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.